Welcome back to Behind the Game with Terry. Let's jump into the sports rundown. The WNBA All-Star Weekend was held last week, but also the CBA was held last week. The CBA stands for the Collective Bargaining Agreement and is held every 4 years for the players to negotiate their contracts with the WNBA and the WNBPA. Now, I truly think that the WNBA players deserve to be paid more. If you guys have money to expand these teams to different cities, you have money to pay these players. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Also in NFL news, Russell Wilson has been named the New York Giants QB1, which congratulations, because the season is right around the corner and I cannot wait. And now a moment of silence, please. Now let's get ready for Terry's challenge featuring Sports Illustrated reporter Tyler Carmona.
We've seen the ESPN top 10 quarterbacks, and I just personally feel like that list needs to be rearranged. What do you feel, Tyler?
Yeah, there was a couple names I didn't agree with. Some people I could substitute. A few guys I thought didn't really deserve a spot on the list. Maybe made the list because of their name, not necessarily their production from last season.
And I agree with that 10,000%. So let's just go through the list and see who you think you should either take off or keep there. So first person on the list was Patrick Mahomes. What do you think?
Definitely keeping him on the list. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, but would you keep him at first?
Yeah. He's, to me, by far the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. You know, not winning the Super Bowl obviously was more. I blame that more on the offensive line, some issues at receiver. But yeah, that's probably the best player in football right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes second for me. So next on our list is Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills.
I would move him down just maybe one spot. I would say him and Burrow is a toss-up, but I'd put Lamar Jackson as the second best quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, I think he should have won MVP last season. He had better stats than Allen. He was more efficient than him as well. I obviously understand you want to give the award to a new person, but to me, if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, this would be the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. I will put actually Josh Allen third, and then I'll put Lamar Jackson first. I think I like the way Lamar plays, and I think Lamar really just comes in clutch when he needs to, and I think I'm going to stick by that decision. So Lamar for me is first, then Patrick is second, and then Josh Allen is third. Alrighty, let's see who's our third person. Is Joe Burrow.
To me, he's kind of tied with Josh Allen. I would have them tied for third, maybe just for the sake of doing a top 10. I guess I'll put Burrow actually ahead of Allen. The Bengals have had probably one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL over the past 2 years, not just last season. Like, you watch him play, he's just running for his life the entire time. So I don't think that's a fair way to assess him. And then you look at Josh Allen, he doesn't have that. He has a great supporting cast. So I would give Burrow just that edge. They've made some additions to their offensive line, so I expect him to be a little bit better this year.
Yeah, I think Burrow really does need like a solid O-line to help him, because he is a very good quarterback. I've seen him play through LSU, so I hope for the best, and I think I'm going to put him at fifth for me. So Lamar Jackson is next. He's the fourth one. What do you think?
Yeah, he's definitely my number two. Like I said earlier, if besides Patrick Mahomes, and there was a point in time where they were kind of neck and neck, but just watching the magic Patrick Mahomes works, and then you watch Lamar Jackson in playoff games, I kind of disagree. Like, he's probably my favorite football player, but he's unfortunately at this point not a clutch football player. Kind of when those situations get tough, when you get to those playoff moments, late game moments.
Yeah.
It might not even be his fault, but just bad stuff seems to start happening out of nowhere almost always. I hope he can break out of that. I want to see another South Florida guy win a Super Bowl, but as of right now, it's just kind of those little things, but still second best quarterback in the NFL. Pretty good spot to be in for sure.
Definitely. Shout out to Lamar. Let's do Jaden Daniels. Ooh, I like this one. I'll let you go.
I do like this one. I would move him down a few spots just because of the fact that he's a rookie, and we almost saw this with C.J. Stroud during C.J. Stroud's rookie year, where we were ready for year two, get on the CJ Stroud MVP hype train, CJ Stroud Super Bowl. But the way quarterback works is, you go into the NFL, these teams don't have as much film on you. They don't have as much film on you in that offense. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say easy to make an immediate impact, but you see it happen. And then by that second year, they've kind of caught up to the game. So that'll be what we have to see with Daniels. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I think fifth is a little bit high. I'd probably put him at seventh or eighth. The person I would slide in that fifth spot, honestly, it depends. I think Jalen Hurts doesn't get enough love just because he doesn't get the stats that people see, but I'd probably put him in that fifth spot.
Yeah, for sure. Daniels, he is coming into his sophomore years and stuff. And I do think he did make a up impact with the Commanders. So I hope to see more from him. And honestly, I will put him down like around 7 too. So we have Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams. He's at number 6.
When I saw this, I didn't know what they were doing. Matthew Stafford was my fantasy quarterback last year, and I mean, I can't think of a game he got me over 20 points. Like it was rough, and it's maybe not his fault, but they just traded Cooper Kupp, who was their best receiver. So I don't see him getting any better than he was that last year. I don't even think I'd have Matthew Stafford in my top 10. So in that sixth spot, I'd say I'd probably slide in. This is going to be kind of a hot take, but Jared Goff. He's not the exciting quarterback you want, but he's proven he can win games almost more than anybody on this list. Just a very,
Yeah.
been to a Super Bowl before, took these guys to the conference championship, the Lions last season. So that'd probably be my, we're at 7 now? Yeah, 7th guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think his name rings a bell for me at all. And I don't think like he plays well. So I'm going to actually remove him from my list too. Sorry. Justin Herbert is number 7.
Now that we see him with Harbaugh for another year, obviously there's going to be that adjustment process at the beginning with, a new, very strict offensive mind. But we know the talent is there for Herbert. It's just kind of been little things. Like we've mentioned offensive line with a few of these other quarterbacks. Similar situation there. Receiver's been kind of a revolving door there. 7, I would keep him in my top 10, but I think 7 is a stretch. I'd probably put CJ Stroud in there at number 7, who's not on the list, actually. I don't see him on here. So I'd throw CJ Stroud in that list. Obviously, kind of took a step back that second year, but he lost just, some of his Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, his best receivers, had, season-ending injuries. So who's he going to throw the ball to? So I wouldn't really judge him, as much based off that.
Definitely. Justin Herbert, well, he'll actually be like my low-key, he'll be my 10th person. He'll be my 10th. And then I think I've seen Jalen Hurts too. And we talked about Jalen Hurts a little bit. So I will put him at 5 also.
Okay.
Or I think 4. Yeah. Jared Goff. We just talked about Jared Goff.
Yeah, we're at number 8 now.
Yeah. So 9, Jalen Hurts. We already talked about him too. I do think Jalen Hurts is like scored too low. Like he's way too low on this list, in my opinion. And yeah, he went to the Super Bowl this year, and he does come in clutch, and he does play well, especially with a working offense too, offensive line. I feel like Jalen Hurts definitely should have been top 5, so that's why I put him at 5.
Yeah, I had him at 5 too. I guess since we took him out of that 5 spot, I'll put him at number 9. Jordan Love isn't on the list. I love Jordan Love, no pun intended, but I think he's very I mean, I've loved him since he was coming out of college at Utah State. Not really a crazy draft prospect, but just his arm is incredible, and he's kind of taken that and tamed it. He's learned to have some control over it, and not be just a wild guy throwing the ball everywhere. He doesn't throw as many picks anymore. So I'm definitely, I was honestly surprised to not see him in that top 10, especially them being a playoff team. So he'll be my number 9.
Yeah, for sure. And then last is Baker Mayfield.
I'll keep him there. I'll say I was surprised. If you asked me about the list, I probably would have guessed to be like at 7 or 8. But then you see all the names, and you're like, yeah, I can't put him in front of any of these people. But just very, that's the type of person that a team will rally around. If you have a good locker room, they're going to play off his energy. Everybody seems to love playing with that guy. His receivers seem to love him. He has a pretty solid offensive line in Tampa too, so that'll help him out. Tristan Wirfs, guys like that. So I'd say 10 is good, and maybe in another year he'd be ranked higher. But unfortunately for him, there's just a lot of great guys at the position right now.
Yeah, I think Mayfield has done a really, really well job with the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I'll keep him probably on my list, and I'll probably just shift everybody down, and then he will just stay at 10. I'll keep it at that.
Okay.
But is there anybody you would add on the list? You personally add on the list?
No, I mean, I saw, I guess CJ Stroud and Jordan Love were two guys I put that weren't on the list that I threw them in. I felt like they deserved a shot. So I guess the guys I took out, it was Matthew Stafford, and let's see who else we took out. Oh, yeah, no, just Matthew Stafford, and then we moved Jaden Daniels down a couple steps too.
Yes, perfect. Well, that's our list. So let us know what y'all think in the comments, and we'll see y'all next time.
Now let's get ready for Terri's sports drip. So the NFL teams dropping their new uniforms. I have decided to rank all the uniforms that they dropped. So we have some throwback uniforms, and we also have some new uniforms. So I'm going to rank them from my favorite to my least favorite. So for my favorite one, we're going to say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's clean, it's chic, and I love that. Second is the Washington Commanders. Very stylish for the throwback, and it just looks very clean, very simple. Third is the Los Angeles Chargers. You can't go wrong with blue. I just love the color blue. The fourth is the Steelers. I'm all for the stripes, but it's just too much. It's just too much for me. And last is the Browns. You can only do so much brown. But if you like it, I love it. Now let's get ready for the 3-point play.
Hi, my name is Katrina McCormick, Associate Athletic Director at Florida Atlantic University. Here's my 3 tips for anyone wanting to join the sports field. 1, don't do it if it's just because you like going to games. There's so much more to it than just the games. 2, build your support system so that you can have a good work-life balance with whatever you do. And 3, it's not about the money. It's going to be a struggle all the way through. It has to be about the passion to keep you going.
Thank you guys for watching Behind the Game with Terri, and we'll see you next time.